So we need to sketch a graph of a continuous function f with the following properties. First off, f prime of x is 0 between negative infinity and negative 3 and 5 and infinity. So that tells us that the function is decreasing on those intervals. It's greater than 0 between negative 3, 5, so it's increasing. And then we also have some information about the concavity. It's concave up from negative infinity to 1, and it's concave down from 1 to infinity. So, first thing we need to do is we need to label our graph. So, we see that something's going to happen at negative 3, and if we just use each tick mark at 1, we can put negative 3 right there. Something's going to happen at 1, so we can put 1 there. And we can see something's going to happen at 5, so we can put 5 there. So we've labeled our x values. Now, this function is said to be decreasing from as it comes into negative 3. So that means, and then increasing afterwards. So that means at negative 3, I'm going to have a local minimum, and we need to label that as a minimum. And I'm going to just go ahead and put a point there. Now notice that at 5 is where the function switches from increasing to decreasing. So that means we're going to have a maximum here at 5. And I'm going to put a point there, and I'm going to label it a max. In between there, we're going to have a inflection point. So I'll do that after I draw my graph. But I know it's decreasing coming in, turns around at my minimum, comes up, the concavity changes, and then I hit my max, and it goes back down. And I don't want to do anything with the ends because this thing is decreasing as it comes from negative infinity and goes off to positive infinity, so we want to leave them as is. Only last thing we have to do is label our inflection point, which is going to happen here at 1, right in between our min and our max. So that's going to be our inflection point right there. So make sure that you label your x values and your points when you draw your graph.